Welcome to Seven Dooms for Sandpoint, Chapter 3, Whistles in the Dark, Episode 31. We join all of you as you are on the road from the Trennell farm en route to Sandpoint. It's not a long trip. It's a distance of barely a couple miles. But the Trennell wagon is loaded up with some chickens, baskets of eggs, several bushels of a variety of vegetables from their gardens. There are several cans of milk. There's just a whole variety of things that they plan on taking to market in Sandpoint. You, of course, are expected. Your expected arrival is coming in along the Lost Coast Road, crossing the Sandpoint Bridge on Market Street into town. But as you are traveling this fine morning, the Lene is driving the wagon with one of the horses, and in addition to all of the other things I mentioned in the back, there are, of course, two of the three children. The oldest, Bryn, is walking alongside, and stacks upon stacks upon stacks of salvaged books from within the pit and in that secret library rescued from the filthy goblins' hands. Is anybody else riding upon the wagon?
I think I'd probably be walking.
Millie?
Lumi's riding in the wagon 100%.
And
I'm
Lumi.
an old lady. I ain't walking.
I walked all the way out here. I'm not walking back.
It's a
Lumi's
nice
sitting on top of the
day.
books.
It's a nice day.
Is it?
Velynia is.
Is it?
Yes. Oh,
You know, you mentioned weather, and, you know, I use this system
Sure
for
did.
D&D, but I'm going to go ahead and use it here.
Okay. I'm ready.
Since you proclaimed the weather, Cari, go ahead and roll a
Presumed the
d20.
Okay.
And then two other people roll me d20s.
It's an 18.
Don't let Natalin roll. It'll rain.
Natalin, please roll for whether or not it's raining.
And I got a 3 on the other d20.
18, a 3, and a...
Hold on 1 second. A 4.
A 4.
3, 4, 18.
Well, it is a beautiful day. It's unseasonably warm. But that's mostly amplified by the fact that there is very little wind and no precipitation. In fact, it is a cloudless day. Just the edges of blue beginning to be illuminated as the sun grows higher in the sky. It's probably mid-morning here by the time everybody got up, got fed, and got the cart loaded up and ready to head out.
I mean, to be fair, if you were just looking at Natalin, you would not know what the weather is like, because she is actually looks like she was just in a rainstorm and her hair is blowing in the wind. So
as you're walking along, Bryn, who has quietly been walking near you, Natalin, finally gets up the courage after about 15 minutes of walking, and he says, excuse me, I hope you don't mind if I'm... Why are you always wet?
My God.
Natalin doesn't actually. I mean, gobsmacked. Don't even know what to say. Neither does Natalin, in fact. She just kind of maybe falters as she's walking along, and then she's like, well, I believe it comes from my god, as do my powers. I never questioned it. It just is.
So, if I start learning how to do this druidic magic, am I gonna have to be all wet too?
Oh, I highly doubt that. But Madame Tabble will know for sure on that one.
Well, I didn't mean nothing rude by it. I just assumed that maybe you'd washed up before we left, but then after we'd been walking for a while and you still weren't drying.
I sometimes forget, actually. It's just something I'm used to now.
Have you been magic that long that you forget?
Well, long enough, I think. How old is he? He's like just...
He's 16.
16? Yeah. It's been about 9 years.
When you first learned about your magics, were you scared?
Oh, yes. I didn't know what was happening.
Do you have somebody... Well, did you have somebody like you that helped you, took you someplace to learn about your magic?
No, I just kind of... Well, Madame Tabille that I'm going to take you to and introduce you to, she just one day found me. And though she didn't know what my powers were or teach me, she was able to help me at least understand what was going on. And from there, I went to the House of the Bluestones and did some research. And so no, I never had a teacher, but I had many people who helped me along the way.
Is this Madame Tabille? Is well, I was going to ask if she was nice, but I suppose if she saw a wet kid and said, I'm going to help her, she must have been some kind of nice. Am I going to have to leave Mom and Ma and the farm and stay with her? Am I going to have to go off into the woods and live and learn about trees and grass and animals and stuff? Because I already know a bunch of that stuff. And maybe I wouldn't have to go out, and I could stay with my family a little longer.
I can't say for sure. I don't know what she'll have in store for you, but I would plan for being away for a while, at least in blocks of time. You might have to leave for a few months here and there. But it won't be like you're going far. I mean, Sandpoint's just a day. Not even from your home.
Well, I'm sorry if I came across as rude, asking you about being well, I'm just curious, that's all. And then I've been keeping this to myself for a while now, and suddenly, after talking to my mom last night, and I finally feel like I can just share. Well, whatever happens, thank you. And as you're walking, he just kind of takes a step to the side, and he scoops up a small handful of soil from where the grass is. He kind of digs in a little bit, grabs a little handful of soil, and walks next to you for a moment. And he's just kind of holding it in his hand and like rubbing a thumb in it, and then he holds it up to his face and kind of whispers something. And he holds his hand out, and as he does, you watch as a single wildflower grows up out of his palm and up about maybe 7-8 inches tall, and you watch as it blossoms, petals unfurl, and he just hands it to you.
Oh, that's amazing. And I think she would take it very carefully. Thank you. And then put it in her hair. She's got some braids and stuff, so she would kind of weave it into one of her braids so that the flower is showing.
Remind me, because I don't recall. How old is Natalin?
27.
Okay.
Too old for him.
Inappropriately older than him. It doesn't stop him from blushing a little bit as he hands you the flower, and you take it. And
actually, she's wet.
Wow.
Hot, wet Varisian summer. As we continue along the way, is anybody else talking amongst yourselves or to the other two kids or Lene?
Whatchamacallit is Lene is the one who goes to market, yes. Is she in the cart?
She's driving it.
Is one of her children sitting next to her?
No, I was going to say, I imagine Millie's probably sitting sideboard with her.
Millie is sitting next to her, and we are talking talking recipes, cooking tricks. What is it? Millie's just like, oh, and the next time when we come back down to that pit next time, I'm going to have to bring you some of my sourdough starter. It's quite nice.
She smiles at that, and she says, well, I do look forward to that, but I gotta wonder what makes you, I mean, just a little bit you told us about what was in that pit. I gotta wonder why you want to go back in there.
Oh, well, we've got a job, and our job is to check it out. So, and we didn't finish our job, so we got to go back.
What kind of a job? And she looks around at each of your companions. What kind of a job brings such a disparate group of folk together? Go delving into a hole that, well, quite frankly, this region has known as trouble for nearly 20 years.
Well, it's ensuring the safety of Sandpoint and the surrounding hinterlands. We need to go in and make sure that the goblins that are within are displaced to outside the hinterlands or dispatched.
Well, I suppose if somebody's got to do it, I'm just glad it's not me.
Well, that's what happens when the powers that be hire folks to do it. Random adventurers. That's when you end up with a ragtag bunch like the one that I'm traveling with.
Well, and if you don't mind me saying, and I don't mean to be rude, and she says it in a way, it's almost identical to the way Bryn spoke to Natalin. Almost the exact same words. You see where Bryn kind of gets it. And you kind of see that maybe Linnea's a little bit of a busybody.
Amazing. And she never gets any gossip way out there on the farm.
Oh, you're kind of getting the sense that maybe this is one of the things that she likes about going into town and going to market is getting to see people and interact and all that stuff. As she says, what exactly led you? And she kind of looks around and she says, to, I assume, lead such a motley group of people.
Oh, I don't lead them, dear. I just work with them. But, they are like my own children in a way. We've had so many adventures and misadventures together. I've always thought of them a little bit because some of them are a little bit lost, and her gaze kind of strays over to wherever Velynia is. And some of them just weren't raised right. Oh, this lad who used to roll with us, Milwaukee. Oh boy.
Home training.
Talk about a troublemaker. You probably heard his name spoken before. Oh, it seemed like everything was his fault all the time. Which is a lot to put on a young man. Oh, but it seems that we've gained a new person in our ranks, Icselo from the town guard. So it'll be nice to have another grown-up.
Well,
I know that Tamiko knows that Natalin and Velynia are grown-ups. Lumi too, but
and yet.
Well,
yeah, nah.
I wish I could say that I had the joy of meeting Icselo for the first time last night. And I don't mean that to say that it's not a pleasure to make his acquaintance. It's just that, well, thanks to Tavi back here in particular, we've made his acquaintance on more than one occasion. Let's just say I've had to pick him up from the sheriff's office on numerous occasions. I guess it's one of the downsides of coming into town. Everybody wants to let loose once in a while. And as if remembering something, she suddenly kind of turns back and she goes, Davi, you didn't bring that slingshot that
scandalous
the sheriff's guard gave you back, did you? And he's like, no ma'am, I wouldn't think of it.
Bullshit.
Oh, that one's full of mischief. But they do keep your life interesting, don't they?
They sure do.
My girl was full of mischief.
Your girl? You have kids?
Oh, I do. I have a boy and a girl, twins. The girl is, well, she was enough of a handful, almost as much as if I had additional children. And the boy was always quiet and bookish.
Amazing.
They're grown now. They've gone off on adventures of their own.
I was a little concerned when you were talking about them in the past tense like that, but
Oh, heavens heavens, no! And Millie puts her hand comfortingly on Lanai's arm. Oh, heavens, no, nothing like that. They're still alive as far as I know.
As far as you know, you haven't heard from them?
Oh, it's real hard. We have a go-between that we correspond through in Magnamar, but you know how it is. The children get busy. Not a lot of time to write to their dear old mother.
At that, she reaches over and sort of pats you on the knee. And you see her kind of stealing a glance towards Bryn walking alongside the cart. And she kind of gets quiet as she seems to be contemplating that she's about to experience having to let go of one of her children for the first time.
Yep. So we kind of share that moment, I'm sure. Who's the youngest one? Did the youngest one come to town?
Yep. Ellis and I think I initially. Oh yeah, Ellis and Tavi are both in the wagon with Lumi.
I reckon that Ellis, what is it? Monte Cristo is probably all purry and snuggled up next to Ellis.
Ellis is the animal-y one. He was the one that was hugging the chicken first.
Still hugging a chicken, but he's got a chicken in one arm and a cat in the other.
Is Monte Cristo doing that thing where cats like load up and then go like just and like hit the chicken like 100 times?
No, Monte Cristo doesn't harass the chickens. We talked about this last night.
We had a family discussion. That's amazing, dude. I think Velynia is walking with Icselo, trying to kind of get a better read on him. Velynia, because it's such a nice day and warm, unseasonably warm, she doesn't have her armor on. She's not like loaded for bear right now. Just has like her normal-ish clothes on, and she would just kind of be walking along and be like, so be honest, you got into some trouble or something with the brigade or whatever units you guards run in. You got into some hot water. They didn't want to punish you outright, so they sent you to keep track of our little group of ragtags.
You see Icselo has like some small glasses on, and he's holding the whittled chicken. And he's, like got it at the distance so I can see detail. And, he's got his like pinky up to it. He's like, God, he even got the giblets of the beef. This is incredible. Just like. and when you say this to him, he's like, you caught me, I was deep undercover, working with the gangs, and I busted, made an example. Yeah, you caught me, red-handed. That's what it is.
Do I get the sense that he's being sarcastic?
I would hope so.
Okay, no check required. I'm like, so what is it then? And why are they so very interested in us at your headquarters?
I mean, we can just take things into account. I imagine we're walking at the back here. And we have the closest thing to an ancient Thessalonian expert in a place where it seems that these things keep coming up. Now that I've been told, I guess. We have... I don't actually know how to describe Natalin, as I don't really understand her. She's special.
Blessed by Gozray.
And then one of the most wholesome people I've ever met, who's also capable of incredibly powerful magic. And then, yep, got a short sword.
Yes, that's me. My defining characteristic.
All I'm saying is, if we go walking through town, which we will here shortly, we are going to stick out. We do. It's just part of how this works. Of course, 5 people of relative talent in kind of like whatever gore is left on my armor, if any is left, or like the stain of
flick it into the field.
yeah, it's like
You've got a little rip nugget on you.
Yeah, got a little chunk of something.
you're going to attract attention of people that govern those places. What are we gonna do? We are a cell of free riders in a population center. I mean, really, consider it. You're a threat. I'm a threat with you guys at this point.
Huh.
Nothing personal. It's to keep the people safe. That is what I'm here for. You can all have your misconceptions on my intent. You can call me a narc. You can call me whatever names you have. It doesn't matter. I'm doing my job because ultimately that is what I'm being told is what my best ability to keep people safe. I've got people to keep safe. I'm going to see her as soon as we get back.
Icselo, I will point out that nobody has called you anything. Well, other than that time I called you chainmail.
I might.
We haven't called you a narc or have said we hadn't trusted you. Perhaps you are self-projecting. Perhaps you think you're a narc.
Probably,
Perhaps you
yeah.
think you can't be trusted.
When you're on the Night Force, it's a lot of solo, and it's probably safe to say that I've gotten pretty self-absorbed. So I'm kind of enjoying the company.
Well, I do believe we will get along better than I initially thought we would, Icselo. You seem to be very straightforward. I admire that.
I'm a lot of things. I'm not a liar. And I'm not a thief. And he kind of like...
Velynia like looks at him and just kind of like it takes like they're walking side by side, I imagine, and she kind of takes like a half a step away from him. Doesn't like shy away particularly, keeps walking like at level with him, but just takes just a very small step away.
It wasn't a jab at you. When I was 5, my mom caught me stealing candy and she beat me.
Candy.
But I kind of told on myself for it because it just felt so bad. And I just haven't done it since.
Well, I've stolen candy
The hearts of many,
once or
I'm
twice.
sure.
I've stolen candy once or twice in my life, I suppose, as well. Perhaps we will get along. Perhaps you will stay with us to keep an eye on us and keep the people safe, of course.
We'll see where it goes.
And I think Velynia, like, there's just like the smallest smile on her face. It's hard to put a finger on. You don't get the sense that like it's a friendship thing. Velynia feels safe when she knows people. Like when she has a gauge on who people are and like what makes them tick. And I think she feels like she just got something out of him. And so I think that that's the smile you see.
I don't think Icselo reads into it at all.
I'm sure not. I'm sure not. It's almost indiscernible. Like the passerby would see like, oh, isn't that sweet? But there's almost like a wolfishness in this.
I show you the whittled chicken. Look at this. This is insane.
It really is something.
As
He did that with a knife.
As Icselo and Velynia are admiring Tavi's whittled chicken. Velynia, at the moment that Icselo hands you the whittled chicken and you draw your attention to it, you just miss as a beautiful shimmering monarch butterfly flutters by.
Fucking damn it.
And behind your head.
We've established I saw a butterfly though.
You did
I
see
saw
one. You did see one, but
Flag
not
on the
this
play,
one.
as Tamiko would
As
say.
the butterfly flutters and kind of just flits over and settles on one of Lumi's curling horns. As you sit in the back with these of the wagon with Tavi and Ellis. Ellis is content to be holding both the chicken Cluck Norris and the cat Monte Cristo, and does seem to be doing that. Like, he did not want to get out of bed this early, and so he's doing the nodding his head thing as the cart bobs along. But Tavi is continuously reaching into some of the open bags and kind of looking through, and he holds up a faded green leather-bound tome that is so old that even the gold embossing is almost completely gone from it. And it's one of these more well-preserved of the Thessalonian books that you've pulled out. He holds it up and he says, "So, hold on a second. There's no pictures in these books anywhere? It's all just words."
Oh, if you want one with pictures in it, I think this one does. It's full of maps.
Maps are boring.
They're the most boring maps in the world, absolutely.
But these aren't even in. They're not even in a normal language.
You're right. This language is called Ancient Thessalonian, and it was around many hundreds of years ago. And people don't speak it anymore today.
Probably because I can't read what's written here.
Well, that's kind of the trouble, isn't it? How do you know how to speak a language that no one knows how to speak? That's what I like to do. I like to read old languages. Like this one.
You can actually read this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he goes, the tome he's holding, he kind of, maybe a little rougher than you would want, just opens it. And
the spine goes.
I was going to say,
a little bit.
he actually opens it and just goes.
Yeah.
And then just starts flipping pages randomly. And he's like, it's all boring. Okay. What does this say?
And she looks at it and she says, well, you see, this one is about it's a story about a young boy who doesn't treat books very nicely and ends up turning into a tree. Cursed by an old witch. It's a story.
Oh my god, you're gonna give him a complex.
Oh, that was almost a natural 20.
I almost said that was a nat 20 as well.
That doesn't sound like a very interesting story.
Well, you only showed me one page of it. Here.
What are you gonna?
I'll read the whole story to you. How does that sound?
Boring.
No, there's a dragon in the story.
Is it true you're a kind of dragon? You
You don't just ask.
immediately, Linnea whips her head around and goes, "Tavi, sorry,
That racist shit in my cart.
sorry, ma'am.
Well,
So, I'm
dragons are
sorry.
big. Am I big?
No, but dragons have scales, and so do you.
Okay. Well, dragons have wings. Do I have wings?
I don't know. I haven't seen you with your shirt
Do you
off.
see any
Tommy!
wings on me?
Tommy's so inappropriate. I love it.
Dragons breathe fire. Have you seen me breathing fire?
Maybe if I got you mad enough. I'm just kidding. I don't actually want to get you mad. And you see there's a little glint of maybe he thinks that maybe you could actually breathe fire. So you're saying you're not a dragon?
I don't think I'm a dragon.
Then what's your deal? Chavi!
Deal.
Well, just like you, I was taken in by someone who wanted to take care of me and raise me as their own.
Wait. So you were adopted?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. And you get the sense... Actually, I'm going to have you roll for this. I'm going to have you roll perception.
Mm-hmm.
Lumi's innocent, naive enough at times, not always, that this feels like the kind of thing that maybe I want to see if you perceive it.
$14 plus 10 is 24.
Yay.
You get the sense that Tavi's questions and bluntness comes not from a place of rudeness, but that Tavi sees you as a peer. Tavi's 13. He doesn't necessarily know your age, but probably more so because of what little bit he's seen of your personality and your size being relative to his own. I'm
probably shorter than him, honestly.
Yeah, actually, and he probably sees you as a like another kid.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't seem to be trying to be mean to you or anything like that. He's just comfortable with you because he sees you as a peer. So your parents just let you run around and go inside and fight goblins and stuff? And steal their books?
My dad does. My dad does, yeah. When you're a grown woman like myself, you get to do these kinds of things if you want to.
A grown woman, and he kind of looks now taking in your size, he's like, I'm pretty sure I'm at least a head or two taller than you.
Well, not all people are the same height and size, you know.
Well,
Here.
I'm sure you're going to be nice and big and tall when you grow up.
Well, maybe. I know I'm taller than you.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Kick him in the shin, Lumi. It's the only way to establish dominance.
And I think for the rest of it, it's mostly just picking up smatterings of small talk amongst the rest of yourself as we sort of watch as the wagon rolls over a hill and we see Sandpoint in the distance. And we'll do a Star Wars wipe to, in Sandpoint proper. You come.
Natalin wanted to have a conversation with me.
Oh,
before we got there.
By all means.
Yeah, I think at some point after the Bryn conversation and your conversation with Velynia, Natalin kind of approaches you as we're getting closer to town, and she just kind of like, Deputy, you're going to pick up.
Don't call me Deputy.
Well, that's your title.
So? You walk up to the mailman, you're like, Mailman? That's weird. My name's Icselo. I've introduced myself to you at this point.
It just feels wrong to call you that now that you're a deputy.
Alright, fine. I can be a title, I guess.
Sir, you're...
Oh, God.
You're going to see your daughter, correct?
Yeah, of course.
Like that? And she kind of just kind of looks you up and down a little bit.
Oh.
Oh, I cleaned up some at the farmhouse. I don't...
If you don't mind, and she's having trouble looking at you at this point because she realizes how rude she's sounding. If you don't mind, I could maybe help with that a little bit. It's a nice day, and I'm sure you'll dry in time. And before you even get a chance to say yes or no, she starts doing an incantation, and then reaches out and touches you. And as she does, a douse of water just cascades down you like an instant shower. You actually feel really good afterwards because it would give you temporary hit points, but you already got some, so whatever. But she just did rousing splash upon you and clean your armor. You're now drenched. I'm sorry. And then she steps away. Her face is completely red. Sorry about that. And then she kind of just turns to walk away quickly.
Thank you. Get my hair out of my face.
I think maybe she stops about a few steps back, and realizes what she's done, and then she kind of hurries back. She pulls out this cloth. It looks like it might have been something that you would wrap around your belt or whatever, like a sash kind of thing. And she kind of just hands it to you. You can use this. And then
I think there's a moment where Icselo kind of shakes his hands through his hair, and he's like, "No, you're right. It's a nice day. I think I'll dry."
A moment later, you hear Bryn's voice. Why are you so wet?
That's perfect. That's perfect. I love that.
We are going to... We're going to wipe to the market. Just for the sake of familiarity. As you enter through that the south entrance at the Sandpoint Bridge, you would pass by the Two Knights Brewery, which is basically they supply most of the town's alcohol, the Goblin Squash stables, of course everybody's favorite haunt, the Rusty Dragon, and the Sandpoint Meat Market. As you arrive to the area that has this sort of wide open area that's designated for the market, there's already a few people that are setting up stalls. There's a few wagons that are being brought into the area. Lene immediately calls the three boys to help start unloading the wagon. And kind of shakes Ellis awake and says, "El, you're gonna have to give her back the cat now." And you see Ellis kind of groggily, and then he holds out Cluck Norris. Trade?
Oh my god. Oh, that is the sweetest thing I've ever heard, though.
Oh, thank you, dear. But I think that if I tried to trade him, Monte Cristo would be quite cross with me.
Monte Cristo rolls over on the back and just kind of looks at you upside down, and you just hear
reiterator, Monte Cristo actually didn't give any fucks.
It's like Morgan Freeman's voice. Actually, he didn't even care.
Eventually, of course, he gives you back your cat. In short order, they unload their supplies and get their in amongst all the stuff that they're selling. Of course, they have their market stall set up stuff, and this is something they do on the regular. But Lene looks to you, Millie, and says, "If you don't mind, I'll hand you the reins, and you can help Lumi take her books up to the cathedral, and whenever you're ready, if you want, sometime before dusk, bring about the horse and the wagon, that'd be fine." Actually, she looks around, and with it being such a nice day, there's already a fair amount of people that are browsing the stalls that have been set up. And she says, I think we're going to do all right today. Maybe we'll stay at the White Deer. Wait, is the White Deer an inn? I don't remember.
It is.
She says, maybe we'll stay at the White Deer tonight. Me and the boys.
Well, I'm sure because that's where I stay. I can either get you a steep discount or maybe even
Get dude who runs it. Hold on. I've got this. It's in my notes.
or even get Kaeryn to let you stay gratis.
Well, I'm not looking for a free ride. Well, more than the Trennels will pay their way. What I'm looking for is some of that Millie cooking.
Oh.
I will need to arrange that. I'll just need to pop over to the meat market and see if they've got a brisket.
Oh.
Well, then you just hold on to that horse and wagon there at the White Deer, and we'll be by this evening after the market closes up.
Well, that sounds just fine.
So that leaves Millie and Lumi with the wagon. At this point, it's up to the rest of y'all if you want to disperse into your various areas. We're sort of transitioning into downtime. We're going to stay within this day for a little bit. Probably not for 7 episodes like the last day.
Oh, that would be ridiculous. Why would we ever do that?
But it's the beginning of the day. It's probably like 9 or 10 a.m. At this point, as people are getting set up. So you got the whole day ahead of you. What are you doing? Who's doing what? Let me ask you this. Where would you like to go? And who wants to go first?
So compared to where the market is the shipyard closer, or is the place where I stay?
I believe Vashti's place is right off of.
Place.
So if you look at your Sandpoint map, the market is literally right next to the docks. Not necessarily where I don't know if it's by the dock office. Let me check real quick. It's closer to the.
Checks. Why don't you check us out on redbubble.com? Sorry. Go ahead.
It's closer to the fish market and the market. But it's like you actually have to navigate through crowds to get into Mavashti's place. It might even be easier. It might be even easier to take the shortcut off of Water Street down Gaffer's Walk, which is a back alley that leads around. Probably, I imagine that Jolin had probably given you permission, told you about the back entrance, especially on market days,
Great.
as a way to avoid the crowds. Because
Okay.
probably with a shadow of a scowl, just kind of. As she says it, she looks in the direction of the front door, even though she's not looking out there, just knowing that there's crowds out there sometimes, and marking their displeasure at the crowds. But yeah, you can whichever place you want to go to.
So I think I would check in with the others before I just peace out. I'd be like, so are we headed back towards the pit tonight, or are we heading back tomorrow? Are we spending the day here? What's the plan?
Oh, we're not heading back tonight, dear. What is it? We can all meet up later this evening at the White Deer. I'm preparing a brisket, if they've got one. Hopefully. And what is it? And we'll be joined for dinner.
Oh, of course.
Supper. Millie would say supper.
Supper, of course she says supper. Like, all right. I think I'll probably work at the docks for the day, and then I suppose we can reconvene at the White Deer at what sunset-ish?
Around supper o'clock.
Supper o'clock. All right then. Farewell, everybody. I will see you all later. And I bamf out and I head towards the docks.
Natalin would like to take Bryn and introduce him to Solara Tabil.
All right. I think there's this moment where Bryn kind of hesitantly approaches Lene, looking nervous and scared, and he just suddenly rushes and wraps his arms around her in a big hug, and she hugs him back, and she kind of kisses the top of his head and says, I don't know what you're getting all worked up for. We're still in town and we're staying the night, so it's not like we're not going to see you later today. You will be at dinner tonight. And he, when she says that, he kind of looks over at Natalin like, will I? And then kind of looks back to his mother and, yes, ma'am. And gives her a quick hug again and runs back to you, Natalin, to follow where you lead. I'm trying so hard not to swap names right now.
Oh my gosh.
Lumi and Millie, are you taking the wagon and heading up to the cathedral and then to the White Deer? Is that the plan?
Yep, that was my plan. Pick up the brisket, drive Lumi and all of her shit heap of books back to the cathedral, and then go to the White Deer and start cooking.
Okay.
And on the way, Millie will just remark,
So many books, Lumi. When are you going to find time to read all of them?
Oh, I'll find time. And her tail's wagging a mile a minute, thinking about all these books to read. I'll find time. Maybe even tonight.
I don't know, a little later, between now and dinner.
And
between now and tomorrow morning.
Icselo, where will you be going?
I'm probably gonna go see my child if she's not in school or something. Instead, it's the morning. I don't know how that works in fictional games.
There's no traditional schoolhouse in Sandpoint. education,
think-
especially in a
Do you think
town,
Sandpoint has education?
especially in a town like Sandpoint. I think it's very much sort of a hybrid of homeschooling and
Your kid has a rich mama. She has private tutors.
Yeah.
just
yeah,
learning.
that's why I was actually going to change my mind. I probably have to go to the barracks and do my job, at least my end of things. I don't feel like I can just I can fuck off for the rest of the day without my boss
He's got to
getting
go
it.
tell on us, is what he's got
I
to
don't.
do.
You don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna report
What is there to
out.
tell?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're doing some weird
Who would
shit
be
here.
that much of a dick to report out on their good friends to another outside party? What an asshole.
What did you really do wrong?
Nothing.
Then why are you so nervous?
She doesn't like authority, man. She doesn't like authority.
Fuck the man.
Icselo, if you wanted to, you could hitch a ride with Lumi and Natalin. Or nope, damn it.
Yes. Yes.
Is that a bingo square on this?
I don't think
on
it
this
is.
game
No,
too.
no, it's
Okay.
It's
It
not.
needs to be.
Jeez.
I will rectify this before
Listen.
next week.
Listen, this is a known thing with me. For every game every campaign I've ever run, I will mix up people's names. With Millie and Lumi, you can hitch a ride if you want, or you can hoof it.
Whatever's easiest for me, ultimately, is what I would do.
I'm gonna roll a d6. Using the overlay, left to right, top to bottom, we're going to determine who we go to. If I roll a 6, something is going to happen to somebody. Let me rephrase that. Not something bad. I
Okay.
just realized if I roll a 6, something's happening.
You have a tone.
No, what I mean is, this is going to control where the focus goes. But if I roll a 6, I'm going to have a thing happen in the world. There's no way I can say it that doesn't sound bad. Just trust me on this one. I'm gonna.
Just FYI, the bingo card's updated in real time, so the square's
my
there
God.
now.
Oh,
It's there now. Holy shit.
so I rolled a
That's
3,
great.
which is Velynia.
Oh. Neat.
So you're heading to the docks, Velynia.
Yeah.
What is your intention?
I mean, I'm just gonna kind of work. I guess once I let's see. I have it in my notes. Don't tell me. It is what's her face at the docks who runs the
Yes,
place.
that's her name. What's her face?
Yep, sure is. Shit. I did.
God, her
that.
parents must have hated her or something.
Can't find it. Anyway, I do go to the docks. and
Jalevia
I-
Got you, boo.
Stenson.
I got you,
Jalevia
boo.
Stenson. Document. I just saw it. It's on my paper. Jalevia. I guess once I get there, I kind of report in, and I would ask if there's been any like happenings in town, or rumors, or anything interesting at the docks, or anywhere else, or whatever. Before I, as I'm like putting my shit in my little chest that locks.
She's like, are you asking me if anything's happened since yesterday morning, the last time I saw you?
Well, yes. I mean, when last we were here, there were, angry mobs and potential, court filings about, the great unpleasantness. It was quite the hullabaloo. I was.
Oh
wondering if
yeah,
there
I
was
forgot you
anything else.
care about what other people think about you.
I don't. I just find it interesting.
Hmm. Well, then if you don't care, then you shouldn't have to worry about what people are saying about you.
What? Fine, I care. What are they saying?
I don't know. I don't listen to gossip.
You're such an asshole. You could have just said I don't know. You could have just said there was nothing happening. And
I didn't-
Velynia's like slamming her shit around and kind of like Throwing away
Listen,
temper tantrum.
the last time you came in here with an attitude, we lost 3 crates into the harbor. Are you just... You haven't been up all night, have you?
No. Of course not.
You've been getting into trouble out in the hinterlands, though.
Trouble is such a strong word. Getting into adventures, getting into lucrative jobs.
She reaches forward and just kind of, as a reminder, she is a very tall, very muscular human woman.
This world is stocked full of tall, muscular women.
She reaches out with one of her hands, of course, with she reaches out. What else is she gonna reach out with? She reaches out and just kind of takes your chin and kind of turns your head sideways, and she goes, "Yeah, this healing, probably magical, but there's definitely some new marks there." And she kind of just pulls that, since you're not wearing your armor, just pulls at the edge of your tunic or whatever, just enough to kind of see like through here. Well, that's about as personal as I'm going to get, but I can tell you've been in a scrap or two since yesterday, so maybe there's some truth to what they're saying.
What are they saying?
Listen, I don't
nuts.
care what they say. But there's been whispers around town since you guys left yesterday that you and that group you hang out with are riling up goblins and who knows what else up on the Devil's Platter in the old pit.
Huh. Interesting.
Look.
Who is at the center of these rumors?
How in the hell would I know that?
I don't know. I suppose
I hear things. Mostly it's these... And she kind of motions out onto the docks where a few of the other people are working. And she goes, it's mostly these busybodies. And you actually see that there's 2 or 3 people that are not working. One's holding the rope, but is leaning over and talking to the other 2. Oh. And you see them casting looks back in your direction and then leaning in close. And Jalevia just kind of sticks her head out the door and just gives a sharp whistle. Oi! And they immediately get back to work.
Oh, fucking assholes. Well, I will tell you that, our business is our business. What we are doing is for the betterment of Sandpoint, and I'm sure at least you will trust me on that. I don't know if those fishwives out there would.
Make a diplomacy persuasion check, please.
Okay. Here I go. 22.
As long as you keep your mind focused on your work and you don't cause a distraction for anybody else, put you down on the I want you on the entrance to the harbor, guiding ships in.
Oh. Well, of course.
This is not a physically demanding job. This is a bookkeeping job. She wants you to log the ships as they come in, log their manifests, and take their harbor fees, that kind of thing. It's the kind of job that will keep you busy as ships are going in and out. It pays a little bit more.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Good.
So you're going to content yourself to work for the day.
Yep.
That's literacy paying off.
Yay, I love being able to read.
I believe, and I'm going to task you to find this, Cari. I believe there's something under the rules for downtime activities about finding rumors or something like that.
Okay.
Basically,
It's called gossip.
oh, there you go. While we move on to somebody else, we're going to come back to you at a certain point, and using whatever that system is, we will determine if you are able to learn anything.
Wouldn't it
Okay.
be gather information?
I think it is gather information, but I'm going to double check that. I will let you all know.
Thank you. Even if it's just to let me know what the activity is that would
Sure.
fit that. Icselo. So you are heading to the barracks, which is... Looking at my spreadsheet of all the locations. The Sandpoint Garrison. So you approach, and it's up Main Street, just a couple blocks off of Junkers Way, and not that far away from where Millie and Lumi are continuing on to the cathedral and the White Deer. Icselo, you are not even up the stone steps that lead onto that porch area out front of the barracks when you hear the very shrill, distinct voice of your ex-wife, Clarissa.
Ooh, so shrill.
As she is currently tearing into whoever it is that is on duty at this moment. As you approach and you kind of get up on those steps and you hear her. You're supposed to be the sheriff of this town. You're supposed to know who each and every one of your guards are and each one of your deputies and know where in the hells they are. And not only that, if it's my husband, ex or otherwise, if I ask you where he is, you're supposed to tell me where he is. Now, are you going to tell me, or are you going to continue to sit on your ass and shove pastries in your face? Do you enter?
Clarissa,
Oh my
can you
God.
please stop harassing my boss?
You see it. As soon as you enter the room, Sheriff Hemlock, you see the look of relief on his face.
I was gonna say, it's like, I just jumped on a grenade for you, man. I'll see you on the other side.
In fact, he turns to the day shift deputy Orlin Vance, and the only other one in here is the guard Marla Thistledown, and he looks at both of them as you hear his feet hit the floor as soon as you come in and speak, and he just goes, "Vance, Thistledown," and basically gives you the room. She whips around on you before they're even out of the room. Where in the hells have you been?
Working.
If you were working, you'd be here at the barracks.
I'm not assigned to a desk, Clarissa. You realize there are people in the surrounding communities that are reliant on Sandpoint's garrison to protect them. I'm working. What do you need?
I need you to be available when I come looking for you, specifically when I come looking for you to find out where our daughter is.
Hold on. You lost her again.
I did not lose her.
Do you know where she is?
Short of putting bars on her windows at night, how am I supposed to keep that girl in her room?
Maybe she's trying to tell you something.
What? What is she trying to tell me? Oh no, you formed that thought. You started that thought. You better finish it.
Maybe if you just spend a little bit more time with her, talking to her, instead of just telling her what to do, you'd have an understanding of why she does it. She tells me all the time. She can. There's nothing to stop her.
She, in a surprising twist, does not have a rebuttal. Instead, she just flops down into the seat that Sheriff Hemlock just vacated. And you just see her shoulders slump. And she doesn't cry. Clarissa is not one to cry. Not even, she's not the kind of woman who fake cries to get attention. But you see a vulnerability that you've probably rarely seen. And you're probably one of the few people that's seen her in those vulnerable moments. As she just sort of slumps, and then she just looks up at you. I don't know why she keeps leaving. It's like she... No matter what I give her, you know that she wants for nothing. She's got her grandfather wrapped around her finger. So she knows she can have anything she wants. Except the one thing that she wants the most. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that.
It's you that she keeps running to.
Crazy. I'm her dad.
And I'm her mom. And she's supposed to be with me part-time and with you part-time.
I'll tell her again. I'll use different words this time. Don't ground her for it.
I'm not going to ground her. What good is that going to do?
Nothing. Literally nothing. She'll leave. She'll get out.
It's not the getting out that I'm worried about. I know she takes off around this town. I know she's been on just about every rooftop in Sandpoint. I know she's probably been in more places than even you know where to look. As long as she stays in town, I guess I'm not that worried. But I know where you were. I just wanted Hemlock to tell me. I know you're messed up with that group of adventurers in town. And I know you were in the pit.
I have been home for literally an hour. How do you already know that?
You know that there's not much that happens in and around Sandpoint that my father, and more to the point, my brother, that they don't already know about. And you know Kaeryn, if he doesn't know, he's either going to find out or he's going to make something up. But enough people were talking, and after what happened at the city council, it's pretty clear that's where they were all heading. And listen, look, I've got nothing. I don't care where you go, except that I'm worried that she's going to follow you.
She won't follow.
How can you be so sure of that? Neither one of us knows where she is right now.
I didn't know she was missing until I heard you screaming at my boss. Give me 30 minutes, 45 tops. I'll find her.
Promise me. Icselo, promise me. Don't let her go into those pits.
She will not go into the pits.
When you find her, just make sure she knows that she needs to be home in her house with me before nightfall.
I will let her know. Before the lanterns are lit, she will be back home.
Maybe if she gets what she wants and some time with you today, that'll make her more likely to come back and stay home tonight.
I'll tire her out so she sleeps through the night. Go home, Clarissa.
She stands up. She kind of looks at you, looks you up and down, and then just kind of shakes her head and walks out. Right before she leaves the room, she just over her shoulder, before nightfall.
Heard.
And as she walks out, you see her stop on the porch, and she kind of straightens herself up a little bit before she heads out into public. And she looks off to the left where you can't see who's over there, and she just goes, "Oh, for God's sake, Hemlock, be a man. You can have your desk back." And she walks off. Let's see. 1, 2.
My daughter is in the dump. I guarantee it.
You see your daughter's in the dump?
My child craves adventure.
Junker's Edge?
She's probably in the dump. She's gotta find something red.
Oh, it was the Adventurer's Challenge you gave her like 8 sessions ago. Oh my god, it's so precious.
So, Icselo, I think as you kind of stand there for a moment after Clarissa leaves, I just imagine this moment of you sort of thinking and then just going, like that look of, okay, I know exactly where to go. And the next scene we see is this place, Junker's Edge, which is, there's a small inlet to the north part of Sandpoint, where, especially in the high tides, fills up with water. And there's this section of beach where the ruins of the old light sort of spill into this area, this whole region known as Junker's Edge and Junk Beach. It's, like he said, it's a dump. It's the town dump. It's a lot of refuse is thrown. Now, Sandpoint, they may be a rural town, but they're not stupid. They're not... they burn what can be burned, and they compost. But there's a lot of just random junk thrown down in here. There's rumors of the dangers of the usual dangers that go with the dump. Not so much rumors, but real dangers of like rats and things like that. But there's also rumors that goblins like to sneak in and pilfer through the treasures at night, what they call treasures. But we see this sort of cliff's edge with the spill of detritus from the years, and gulls just flying around the area in high abundance. As you survey Junker's Edge, go ahead and give me a perception check, Icselo.
Total of 25.
Where do you spot Lyra in
my
the dump?
God.
What is specifically, what do you see? When and where do you spot her in the dump?
So I picture that in like during perhaps one of the bad times that happened in the past, there was like a section of building that was like a stucco or a mud brick or something that they just kind of like shifted out here or toppled out here, and so it's like this half dilapidated stone structure that is 100% playscape to the creative mind. And she is climbing on this thing that would probably, I don't know, like be like 15, 20 feet tall, enough to make me absolutely terrified that she's up there.
I think there's just this moment where you spot her and she's traversing a section of this that kind of juts out without any support. And if she were to fall, yeah, it's a good 10, 15 foot drop into junk. But she moves with the grace of a child. Stepping in all the right spots as she is moving towards a distant section of this piece of ruined building, clearly determined. As she gets over towards this far edge, she's holding on to a piece of the structure, and you see her straining. She can't step out any further, but she's reaching for something, and it, just as her hand closes around it, the piece that she's holding on to breaks loose. And for a moment, she does the and all you can do is watch helplessly as she suddenly
You're gonna take my child from me already?
she catches her balance.
Oh, God.
And let's see if she notices her father watching above. Oh, she does. She catches her balance and she's holding whatever this is just far enough the way that you can't quite see what she's got. As she turns looking around and she spots you, and she holds whatever it is up, and then she goes, "Dad!" and waves, and then goes, catches herself and starts to sidestep back down. And she starts doing the clambers down and across junk, And you realize we realize that this child is practiced at this. She seems to know exactly where in the piles to move and step over and avoid things. And she rushes off to a side. She starts running towards you, and then she kind of stops, runs over, and she grabs her rucksack. And she throws it up over one arm, and she scrabbles up the side and around until she comes running up, just absolutely filthy, and comes running up to you and immediately throws her arms around your waist. Dad!
I'm so happy to see you.
Hey.
Your mom is pissed.
Oh, she'll get over it.
She will.
Look! And she holds up a single piece of glass that is painted in a translucent red and still has some of the leading around it. It's just a single section of a decorative stained glass window. I was here all day yesterday, and I did not see this until the morning sun shined off of something else, and I noticed it just a little while ago. It's red.
It is red.
And well, hold on. And she reaches into her bag, and she goes, and she just immediately crouches down on the ground. And she goes, and I got this, and she sets out this glass bottle that's got a crack running down it. And this, and she pulls out a tattered red scarf. She goes, this, and it's just the cover, a leather cover to some kind of a book or journal. All of the pages are gone. I kind of cheated with this one, and she pulls out it's an ordinary stone that's had red paint slathered on it. And she goes, but I also got this. And she pulls out a kind of rusty and dented red lantern. The glass is intact, but it's kind of got soot across it. But it seems to be an otherwise fully intact red lantern.
Oh, wow.
I would have found more red stuff if I had more time. I didn't know you were going to be back so soon.
Well, I only asked you for one, so this is plenty. Let's find some sort of bin to carry these in.
Well, you always said to go above and beyond.
And you did. I'm quite pleased.
Well, yeah, I was above the whole junkyard. And I was definitely beyond where I'm supposed to be.
And that is actually one of the things you and I need to talk about today. So, grab your things. And of all the stuff that she has out, I do take like the glass shard, and I put that in my pocket. Dangerously, because that's fucking glass.
Well, it's got the lead like around it, because it's a decorative piece of glass. It's not broken. It's fully intact. It looks like it may have been like the petal of a rose or a portion of a red dress or something. It's hard to know without knowing what the stained glass originally was.
To get you cleaned up. I'm in town all day.
I took a bath last week.
And it was a fight.
I slept in your bed last night.
Oh, God. Why were you in my house? Our house.
Well, I was laying in bed after I went to bed at home with Mom, I started thinking about how you were gone and nobody was at home keeping an eye on the house. And I figured if you weren't there, I should probably be there.
There's nothing there of any value that you should put yourself in danger for.
What's dangerous about it? It's our house.
The house itself isn't dangerous, but if you're guarding against invaders into our house, that is dangerous. I think we're like walking at this point.
She goes, I can take care of myself. Look, I've got this. And she pulls a knife out. A dagger. She pulls out a full-on dagger.
I take... give me that.
No!
How old is she? How old is she?
She's like 10.
Where did you get this? Who did you get this from? Was this Benji? Did you get this from Benji? I told you I didn't like that boy.
No, it was... Grandpa Titus gave it to me.
Oh.
May I see your knife?
She carefully places it back in its sheath, and she actually takes it. It's a little clumsy, but you can see she's been practicing. As she takes it, she kind of spins it a little bit, and she holds it out to you handle first.
Ooh. Cool.
I see you've been practicing. Takes it. Checks the balance. I'm sure this is incredibly fine.
It is a very nice blade. It's what in your hands is probably more akin to like a dirk. But in her hands, it's a sizable knife, a dagger. It's got about maybe a 5-inch, 6-inch blade on it. Actually, yeah, it's about.
Jake looks for his knife.
It's about 5 inches.
Hey, well, Jake okay. While Jake looks for his knife, checks out on redbubble.com. At redbubble.com, we got all kinds of great logos like the one I'm wearing and the one Tamiko is wearing, which are the same exact ones, and so many more. You can get our cool logos on t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, mugs, stickers, postcards, pillows, and all kinds of other great stuff. There's almost always a deal at redbubble.com, especially if it's your first time shopping. So why don't you check us out today at redbubble.com. Just search Mini Terrain Domain.
I kneel in front of her. I'd like to show you something. If you're gonna hold this on your person. And I, raise my hand and I take the edge of it and I just nick my thumb enough to do like the kind of just line of blood.
She doesn't flinch. She actually goes and is fascinated.
The only thing that this tool does is cut. Doesn't do anything else. So be careful. Puts it away. Hands it back to her.
She takes it from you and she goes, yeah, but you can stab with it too.
It's just a big cut.
Oh my
Deep
god.
Grandpa
cut.
Titus said... Oh wait, I'm not supposed to tell you that.
There shouldn't be anything that you can tell me.
Grandpa Titus said that if I had to stick somebody with it, it would only be if they were trying to hurt me. To push in as far as I can, twist.
Oh my god! Fucking okay, Titus. Jesus. You give the kid a complex.
Mini Scarnetti. I mean,
Yeah, that's par for the course. Then you chuck them in the pit. No one's the wiser.
The kids, they yearn for the pit.
You're in for the pit.
Well, we can talk about that later. Let's go get you cleaned up. I'm hungry. I'm sure you're hungry too. Let's go. My little goblin child.
And so the two of you head off towards your homestead. As you walk away, you sort of, as we see looking out to the northeast, the old light ruins right here, and Junker's Edge over the cliff there, you and your daughter sort of walk off frame. And for a moment, we're just looking at this scene. And then one of the shadows in the stones of the old light shifts slightly. And a figure steps forward. And Lala waves.
Oh, God. Fucking Lala, dude.
Well, I don't like that.
Just when we're all
You don't, neither you nor Lyra see that.
Fucking Lala shows up. Jesus.
We all love her, and she's gonna turn out to be the 8th fucking Doom.
She's the 8th Doom.
The unspoken 8th Doom.
She's the big bad. Oh yeah, I second that, Kaeryn. That's gonna happen. Kidnap is such a strong word, though. It just borrow for a time.
Fuck, she'd probably go willingly.
Oh, she would.
Yeah,
what an adventure.
So
I'm out of here.
He seems fun.
Let's see. Vi, I sent you a message.
Oh. Secret message.
Secret message.
What's up?
Okay. We're going to jump not that far, actually, as we pan. In fact, I think we'll pan away from the mysterious Lala waving over to the Sandpoint Cathedral, where Lumi is unloading, and very happy to see you, Father Xantus, is there, and is not in any way surprised that you return from a overnight adventure with tons of books, and is just helping to unload all of these books. And
God.
I kind of
All the alkalites have to come in and help. Grab a bag.
I imagine that Lumi probably has a room that's dedicated to, especially in a place like the cathedral, I've got to imagine that there is a room that is dedicated to the care, repair, and repair of books.
I was gonna say it was just her bedroom. I was imagining her like heaving these bags upon bags of books into her bedroom, making these huge heaps that she would then turn into like impromptu furniture as she reads books. A miniature hoard for a dragon, so to speak.
You know, Lumi, most adventurers, when they head off into dungeons and explore, it takes them years to bring home sacks full of loot. He says loot with the sound of somebody who doesn't quite understand loot, like it's something he's heard the young kids say.
Oh my God.
But you also know it's an affectation, because once upon a time, Father Xantus was himself an adventurer.
Oh.
You've got yourself quite the decent collection here. Are these all Thessalonian?
Sure are. Found a bit of a treasure trove. Well, not even just a bit of one. It was a treasure trove.
A literal treasure trove.
And how is your Thessalonian these days?
Well, I don't want to toot my own horn or play my own hurdy-gurdy here, but I think it's pretty dang good. Maybe even the best in town.
So, you can read all of these titles then. And you realize he's holding the fire between her thighs.
Whoa.
She pounces to grab it from his hands.
Oh my god.
He, in a way he probably hasn't done since you were very young, he actually holds the book up out of your reach. And he goes, now, hold on a minute. He looks like he wants to say something to you. And then he says, no, you've proven yourself to be more mature than I've ever given you credit for, fully. Here you go. And he hands you the book.
And she, like, grabs it, and she kind of, like, hops and turns away a little bit, and then kind of, like, holds it closed. And it's a better read than it looks. It has really, really elegant prose.
You see that... he goes... You see he looks a little embarrassed as he's... And then you say that elegant prose, and he goes, yes, that's exactly the reason Broderick Quink was reading his copies.
Oh my god.
Copies?
I only know what this is because Broderick Quink has 2 other books in this series.
Oh, that's awful. Oh, I'm disparaged to hear of this.
Yes, I'm sure you are.
Where does he keep them so I can avoid them?
Yeah.
I'm sure you can ask him about them when you go see him later today, if I'm guessing correctly. Are you home for a bit? Are you and your friends taking off right away?
I was under the understanding I wasn't really paying too much attention because, you know, I was reading books along the wagon ride when they were talking about it, but we're going to have a big dinner tonight and then be going back to adventuring tomorrow in the morning. So, well, I'll have the afternoon here before we have our big dinner. I mean, you can come to it if you really want to, but I know that things keep you busy here.
We'll see. But he's kind of looking at you. I'm glad to see that you're okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
I mean, you were only going for 1 day, but every day you're going in the pit.
Yeah, it's not like I had a near brush with death or anything.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that would... Wait, what?
Oh, God.
You are being safe.
Those people that my adventuring companions, my friends, they keep me safe. When we find ourselves in trouble, we got each other's backs. And sometimes things are scarier than I'd want them to be, or I'd like them to be, but that's what life is. It's about seeing a big scary thing and standing anyways. And not backing down.
Well, I know how much you love your books, and you love your history books. I would encourage you, when you are not here at home in your study, or not resting around a campfire with your friends, maybe lift your nose out of the books once in a while. Pay attention to your friends. If you're going to rely on them to keep you safe, hopefully you're doing the same for them.
I just, yeah. I've been thinking about that lately, actually. I'm really scared to speak up and say what I have to say because, well, I've been wrong so often before. And I know that it's not, I know that you're not supposed to stay quiet if you think you're going to be wrong and to say something anyways, but that always lingers on my mind. And I know that, well, the others, they seem to know a lot more about things than I do. About things I don't even think about. And then when I try to think about things that I think that they would think about, turns out I'm thinking wrongly about the thing that I think that they're thinking about. They're not even thinking about it.
Maybe you shouldn't spend quite so much time worrying about what other people are thinking. And just ask. Just say what you're thinking, or even ask them what it is they are actually thinking.
Well, I'm scared if I say what I really want to say, people would leave like Cari just did to this call.
Baron, if you lean just a little bit to the left or right, you'll be in one of the windows. I don't know what happened there. I'm sure Cari will let us know. I know she's been having a spotty internet. What are you so worried about being wrong about? If I ask, I don't.
Well, no one really treats me like an adult, you know? That I know things and have opinions and can stand for myself, and I just always feel so small. And maybe they're right. Maybe I'm just small.
Are you telling me that in the adventures you've already had in the Goblin Warrens, in the catacombs below the cathedral here, and your first foray into the pit, that your friends have not seen your ferocity?
I don't have ferocity. Gosh, no.
I've seen you practice with that star knife of yours. I know what you're capable of.
Speaking of, I have to show you this. I have to show you this. Hold on. Pause the conversation. I know we're getting a bit of a heavy topic, but look at what I found. And she'll hold out Monarch.
At first, he's like, "Oh, another star knife. Well, that's... Wait a minute.
An old Desnan artifact. It's like thousands of years old. And there was this specter of a Desnan champion who was guarding this artifact. And, well, it tested me on my faith of Desna, you know. And I passed, and it appreciated me, and it gave me some words of wisdom, and it gave me the weapon. It bestowed upon me the honors of being its next wielder. And it kind of I don't know if I like this. Like, I'm honored, but I thought it would go to someone a little bit bigger, you know, metaphorically. And maybe taller.
Are you doubting the blessings of Desna.
No. I know that Desna sees the paths that we have to follow, and I see the path that is being laid out before me that I can choose to go down, and it's a little bit scary, you know?
I want to show you something.
It's like when you're standing on a cliff and you realize that there's a huge ocean kind of just battering at the shore, and you kind of look at it and you realize just how big the ocean is and how long it would take to swim through it and stuff. And you realize how small you are.
I want to show you something. Follow me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Lumi will begin to follow, and then realize that she's still holding her smut book, which she will then slide underneath her pillow of her bed, and then run back to follow.
He begins to lead you back through the cathedral towards where the various sanctuaries and those big stained glass windows are that represent each of the deities here at the cathedral. And he leads you to the sanctuary of Desna. And he points up to the stained glass window that you've seen many, 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 many times. There's Desna, a depiction of Desna, an artistic depiction of Desna, floating in a field of midnight blue glass. Her form is depicted in shards of silver and violet, vast butterfly wings spread out, filling most of the pane with these mosaic of glass tiles. And in such a way that when the sunlight catches through here, you know that it creates dazzling colors throughout the sanctuary that sparkle and shimmer, almost giving the appearance of your special secret grove every time that light dances throughout. Above Desna, in the upper panels in the night sky, there's little bits of white silver glass that form these constellations. And over Desna's head is a shooting star. Roll me a perception check.
+13 +10, 23.
Look closely. And the sun is high enough in the sky that it's illuminating the window pretty well. And some of these lights are dancing across the floor. And you stare at this stained glass that you've seen many times before. But then you see it. The thing that you've seen hundreds, if not thousands of times. So much so that it's become a part of the whole image. But now, as these points of light, of sunlight flickering, twinkling through, seems to almost highlight it with a creating on a lens flare on our camera, if you will. The shooting star that flies over Desna's head As you look at that glass, it's made up of multiple small shards that curve out around. The star is, in fact, a star knife. And the central piece of glass has etched into it a monarch butterfly. This relic that you have is depicted in this stained glass representation of Desna herself. I don't think it is any accident that it is you who should come to possess such an incredible artifact.
What do you mean?
Relics
I
are not...
kind of feel like I just chanced upon the thing.
Think you, Desna, so careless that she would allow a relic of hers to be carelessly happened upon?
No, it was pretty well guarded, but no, I just, why me?
That is something you are going to have to find out.
Mm.
That is a question that many before you, many after you will ask. Why me? For a variety of reasons. But it seems that for whatever reason, after more than 10,000 years, Desna has seen fit that this relic should see the light of day, and do so in your hands. It is up to you what you do with that.
It just seems like big britches to fill, you know?
You know, I used to be an adventurer like you.
Oh, but then I heard about your knee.
So hard to say that line and not say that. Unfortunately, Cari will not be able to join us for the rest of the session. It seems there is an outage in her area. But don't worry, not Cari is here. And of course I don't have a thing for this. Anyway, as I said, I was once an adventurer. I've seen my share of magical items, though I must admit even I have never encountered a relic. But I've found that many magical items do not discern the size of the adventurer that discovers it. Oh, wait, hold on. Determined by any means necessary to stay. I just said you wouldn't be able to be here.
No, I forgot that I have my phone. I'm just what they call in the biz stupid. Can you guys hear me without me being too echoey?
Yeah, you're fine.
Sick.
Father Xanthus is just pep talking Lumi.
Oh, good.
For a moment, he stops as two acolytes are talking and walk by, interrupting his conversation, and then he continues, as I was saying, many magical items resize themselves to fit the adventurer that found it. I don't think that your size, your physical stature is what matters, Lumi.
No. That's not what I meant. No, I meant it as like a metaphor.
Well, I
meant someone a bit more like heroic and acclaimed, and someone who rides from town to town in shining silver armor, and who all the ladies pine for, and maybe she'd have a really like good plate mail, and she'd have a long locks of hair and whatnot, and an actual champion of Desna, not little old me.
And even this ideal hero that you are describing probably started with the same insecurities that you are claiming. Not every hero just started out as a hero. They've all felt doubt and questioned their worth. I think you need to trust yourself as much as I trust you. And maybe, just maybe, if you can work up the courage to speak openly and honestly with your friends about your feelings, then maybe you won't have as much doubt about what they are thinking and feeling.
I tried, though. It was really scary. I tried to work up the effort and work up the courage and say what I wanted to say. But that didn't go very well.
I see. So you tried, you failed, and you gave up.
No, when you put it like that, you make me sound a little bit... Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds exactly like the way I brought you up. If at first you don't succeed, well, then toss in the towel and give up. Because there's no point in continuing on and learning from these lessons. Pah! You know that's not how I taught you, Lumi. You
right.
try. And sometimes you will fail. You learn from those lessons and you try again. It's not easy, but it gets easier.
Confidence is just such a hard thing to... It's tough when you don't have it, you know? And I know there was something that you said a few times ago when we had a conversation kind of like this, where you said that sometimes confidence is just kind of just fake it till you make it. And whenever I try, it just always feels so wrong and false, like I'm lying and stuff. But sometimes it actually does help a little bit. Like, I know in a lot of things I'm very confident in. Like, I know that, well, when it comes to reading really old books, I know that everyone else knows that that's what I do best. And, well, if they need me to slip into some place small and grab the thing they dropped through the cushion of the wagon seat, and I can get that for them. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
Well, I'll say this to you, Lumi. Perhaps you should spend less time focusing on what you don't have and what you're not good at, and instead focus on those things that you are good at. Don't focus on your weaknesses, focus on your strengths. If confidence isn't your strength and you don't think you can fake it till you make it, then rely on those things that you are confident about already. Be yourself. Don't try to be something that you're not. Don't try to make yourself appear as though what you think somebody else wants you to appear as. Just be yourself. And if that's not good enough for somebody, well, then they're not good enough for you.
She nods and looks down at her feet. Kind of not quite ashamed, but like definitely like humbled for sure by these words of wisdom. She knows that Father Xanthus is right. And she nods. Thanks, Dad.
There's this moment where the two of you are just sort of standing there looking up at the stained glass image of Desna, and it's this sort of wide shot, camera far back in the sanctuary, down low, and the two of you looking up, and Father Xanthus, as you say that, he just takes a half a step closer and puts his arm around you, resting his hand down on your shoulder. It just gives you a reassuring squeeze.
And she'll reach up and fold his forearm in her hand and lean her head into his hip.
And we will switch scenes as we see Natalin and Bryn. Natalin, since this is Solara Tabil is your friend, do they maintain a house in town, or do they live in the woods on the edge of town?
I imagine that they actually live just outside of town, across the Trundarok River on the opposite side. So like if you're going into town over the Sandpoint Bridge, instead of going across the bridge, you take a right and you head a little bit inwards, and there's that forest there. She's got a little home somewhere nestled inside that forest.
Excellent. As you walk with Bryn through the woods, the sun is getting higher in the sky, and the trees aren't so thick as to create a deep shade here in these woods. But it's enough that the sunlight is coming down in beams across the path, and you can hear when you enter the woods, the nearby bustle of Sandpoint fades to barely audible. If you strain, you can still hear it, but instead you hear the rustling of the trees, the slight creaking of the branches of the taller trees. You can hear the chittering of squirrels and the occasional sound as a rabbit or a raccoon or something goes running through the underbrush. Birds flying through, and we can hear bird song. And after a little while, you approach it's not so much a clearing as it is a space where the trees themselves aren't growing in this area, yet it is quite covered. This homestead looks like what may have once been a great tree. Though there is no sign of where the rest of the tree was. The house itself is nestled in and amongst the roots of this giant tree, so that it just looks like it was formed or built or even possibly grew there. The facade is a little bit like a homey cottage, but you can also see that there is a maintained garden out front. There is a path that leads to the Tarandarak River, and there's a well, for all intents and purposes, it just looks like a very comforting woodland home with just a hint of witchiness about it. And looking at this, we see that Bryn sort of stops. That looks like a witch's house. I mean, I don't believe in, like, you know, witches, but I mean, like storybook witches.
I think Natalin's trying very hard not to smile at this. She's trying to keep a serious face for him. That looks like a house of someone who appreciates nature and all its surroundings. Isn't
Sure.
this peaceful?
Oh. I guess it's kind of like the farm, but different.
Just for a second, just open your ears and listen. Close your eyes. Do you hear that?
What am I supposed to hear? I mean, I hear the birds, and I can hear the river, and the trees. I can hear the trees are whispering to one another.
Can you hear what they are saying?
I don't understand their words. It's not words, it's like... It's more like a... It's... And he's struggling to find the word, and that's when we hear... It's called a wind song! Immediately startling him. He, like, jumps.
Whoa. Oh my god.
And standing behind the two of you is your friend, Solara Tabil. As you said, she is a half-elf. And it's hard to tell. I think, at least with her, it's hard to tell if it's hard to tell how old she is. Because she has that look of somebody who is much younger. But she also has a lot of gray in her hair. She has a lot of twigs in her hair. Not like just random loose twigs, but she's got like at first it looks like loose twigs, but she's got like a woven wreath of twigs, with like holly berries and stuff in it, and she's wearing very muted tones, such that she looks almost as if she could step backwards into the brush and disappear right in front of your eyes. She smiles at you in recognition, Natalin, but she turns to Bryn. She goes, "I'm sorry, child. I did not mean to frighten you. What it is called windsong, what you hear. The trees whispering to one another."
I think as soon as like she talked, Natalin kind of turned around. There was a big smile on her face as well, and she does a full deep bow to Solara Tabil. She's like, "Sensei Tabil, I bring to you Bryn. He has gifts. Gifts I believe you could help him with."
Gifts, you say? Well, we know he can hear the wind song.
It's impressive.
You've seen these gifts?
And she kind of reaches up and touches like delicately the flower that's in her hair. I have.
How do you feel about these gifts, boy? Scared? Good. You're safe here. You have nothing directly to be afraid of, but a little dose of fear is good for all of us. Is it your desire to learn more about your gifts? I guess. She rolls her eyes and looks skyward. And then she looks to you, Natalin. He seems awfully unsure. Did you bring him here against his will?
No. He's just recently come into his powers. And he's afraid... No, that's not the word. He's worried that he might have to leave home. And he's not quite ready for that. And I did promise his mother that he would be back at the inn for dinner.
Well, she kind of cocks her head as if she's listening to something, and she goes, Yes, I heard you. She gives you a little bit of a nod, Natalin. She looks down to Bryn, and she says, You will spend the day with me. Until nightfall. Until evening. And then you will go to your family. I will decide if you will return to me after that, based on our talks this afternoon. I will send the boy to you this evening, and he will tell you what my decision is. But first, the trees whispered that you were on your way, and I've put the kettle on, so please, come in. We're having tea. Elderberry.
Oh. It's been some time since I've had your elderberry tea.
Well,
and she turns to Bryn to kind of give him like a reassuring smile and look like everything's fine. It's okay.
He kind of looks to you and looks to her, And then he just looks around. Takes a big sigh, lets it out, and he will follow the two of you into the cottage. Before we go, we are going to revisit the Sandpoint Cathedral one more time. Lumi?
Lumi is back in her room. It's a little bit before the evening that we all reconvene for dinner. She's looking about at the various books that she has acquired. Some of them in better shape than others. There's a pile of them that need to get rebound and restitched and whatnot, and others that are fine. But that's not what's on her mind at all right now. As she's thinking back on the conversation with the one of the boys in the wagon. We can hear his question and her dialogue playing in her mind. Well, dragons have wings. Do you see any wings? As she is in front of her full-bodied mirror. She has taken her tunic off. It is around her wrists as she's standing, looking at herself in the mirror. And she stands there topless. She thinks. We hear the voice of Father Xantus. Be the you that you are, not how other people want to see you. And she strains a little bit, and the two winglets stretch from her shoulders as she looks at herself in the mirror. And that is the scene.
And as you admire these winglets,
admire is not quite the word.
Well, as you not admire, then you
look at.
You perceive, contemplate.
Come face to face with.
Yes.
Confront. There you go. That's the word. Confront these winglets. Not sure if it's a feeling in your mind or if it's something external. But very distantly, as if carried over the ocean waves themselves, you hear a faint, deep rumble. It could be thunder, but could just as easily be a dragon's roar.
Oof.
And with that, we will end tonight's session. All right. So, a very, very RP heavy session. I would like, for next week, I would like you all to think about what you would like to do during the day, specifically for downtime activities. If there's anything specific, because how I'm envisioning next week, and of course it always moves at the pace it needs to move at the very least, we're going to see what you're all doing, and then ideally the latter part or end with the dinner. I would definitely like to get everybody around the table and have a good old family style dinner at the end. But yeah, be thinking about the kinds of things you might want to do in terms of downtime as it relates to downtime activities. Remembering we have things like research, various research topics, and research doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to the library to look at books. Though that also means that for some of you.
Gather information is what I think.
Yeah.
Tamiko sent me a good resource about what you wanted me to do.
Yeah, you have a specific topic that you're going to be looking up. So yeah, just keep that in mind for next week. Yeah, thank you everybody who tuned in tonight. Thank you as always to Any new followers that might be sticking with us? With the upcoming charity stream, we can expect a surge of new followers over the coming weeks. So welcome if you are sticking, if you're here for the first time. Excuse me. And thank you to Tamiko for gifting Hawkmere a sub. And the bits for Domain.
That die did go to us.
It did go to you.
Ah.
I looked when
Even
I
though it was
saw
Hawkmere's
Hawkmere. I looked to see if there was a note. And the only note I saw was get your hands off of my domain dice. Those are our domain dice. Anyway, yeah, thank you for that and for the just the support as usual. Thank you to everybody hanging out in chat. Just a reminder to tune into Erasmus Expeditions this Friday the 11th and Saturday the 12th. I believe I got those dates right. Yeah. Or if you're watching on the VOD, this will already have happened. So go to Erasmus Expeditions and watch the celebration of 4 games that are taking place or will have taken place. Go to Erasmus Expeditions, subscribe, then you'll get notified of all of his games anyway. They're awesome. And mark your calendar for November 9th when we have the next Todd Stashwick's Nerd Circus presents Legends of Eleonora, A Reaping in the Shade. A celebrity charity D&D event raising money to support Pavlov Foundation and their fight against childhood cancer. So yeah, with that, I want to say a final thank you to these amazing role players who won't even let internet outages keep them from being here for the game. Thank you, as always, to Vi, Kaeryn, Tamiko, Cari, and Baron, without whom this would just be me talking to myself for a couple hours. With that, we're going to go ahead and end the stream the same way we end every stream. You can say it with me if you want.
Who the hell gave you a knife?